Jack Spillane, columnist for the online newspaper New Bedford Light, joins us this morning as we talk about some of the recent news of the day. So good morning, Jack, and welcome back.
Good morning, Jim.
I read with some interest in the Light, in the New Bedford Light, about the future of the Ash Street Jail. After reading the article, which I thought was well-sourced and spoke to everybody, it seemed like one department really has no idea about what the other side wants or does. And I'm not getting the sense that there's any. Of course, it's been empty. It's not empty yet, but it's been downsized for a while. And Sheriff Hodson and now Hero have talked about, emptying the jail, emptying the Ash Street jail, and putting the inmates in Dartmouth, and doing something with that building, whether it's demolition or selling it.
I thought Hodgson was in favor of keeping it open as a message, a tough love message to some of the inmates.
Okay, well, I would say that if any sheriff had their druthers, they would rather see it closed. There's just an unhealthy situation there. It's probably tougher to do security there, and just not the kind of place you want to incarcerate someone, I think, in the 21st century. I mean, the thing is over 100 years old. But be that as it may, there are still 90 inmates. What do you think about Ash Street?
When I read that story, I just thought, I can't believe that the local region can't get unified and make a push for this. It seems to me to make a lot of sense. The state finances the county jails mostly now, and it will save them money in the long term. It will give the city a building that they can do something with, which you could make it a museum, you could make it housing, various things. My take on it is that there is some friction between the sheriff, who after all is from Attleboro, and the local delegation, which by their own words are not prioritizing it.
Right. And I think that it's very true. The delegation says they're waiting for some numbers, and Hero is, I guess he submitted some proposals, and now he's seeking a grant to do something.
Yeah, so I think that's fair criticism. The sheriff has not laid out a plan. I guess to have a plan that would have informed numbers, you would have to hire some sort of architectural consultant or something, a logistical consultant of where you would put them at the Dartmouth jail. So there's that criticism that can be made, but they're not even meeting. The delegation is not even meeting.
That's the other part that kind of blew my mind here.
So I don't know whether the sheriff has invited them and they've declined, or whether he has not invited them. Also, that used to be the kind of thing, a bring home the bacon bill, that, is going to bring, jobs to, closing it and transferring them and rebuilding it. It used to be the kind of thing that people would prioritize. And it clearly, everybody agrees it should be closed, it seems. But nobody seems to have a plan.
Well, the plan has to include funding for the Dartmouth jail, because many of the cells in Dartmouth do not have toilets.
Or locks.
What is that?
That predates Sheriff Hero.
Yes,
and he has been trying to address it, as he gets money, and he's converted some of them over, continues to apply for more. I guess the latest thing is he has now applied for a grant to the Department of Capital Asset Management, which has a competitive process. I have not been that impressed with them. They were involved in the Star Store at UMass Dartmouth, also the Armory. We haven't seen, much movement on their part over many years on either of those projects. I guess DCAM has now gotten rid of the Armory, but it took a long time. So I don't know. It's dispiriting to have something that everybody agrees is the right thing to do, and year after year it doesn't get done.
Why can't these people talk to each other? That is the bottom line. Legislators, sheriff, other interested parties, state government. Geez, can we do something? Now, you mentioned in our pre-talk before we started recording this conversation that the state is so broke, nothing is moving.
There's always a story behind the story.
Yeah.
And this year, the local delegation screamed and yelled that we're not getting enough local aid. So did the mayor. And they did not appreciably increase. They increased it a little bit, but not to the amount that is needed, not to restoring it to 2008 levels. The state is struggling financially, as is much of the country. Maybe this is not the year you would get it, but there just doesn't seem to be any energy behind it either.
None at all. None at all. We have to move on. The Whaling City Festival back in the news, sadly. Triple stabbing near the festival prompted the mayor to order an earlier closing time, more security there. No matter who's running the festival, it seems there's a dark cloud over this thing. That's, they've had problems before. Now, look, I would imagine most festivals in New Bedford have a problem or two every year. So it's not a new thing, or summertime festivals. But this one, I don't know, more seems to be made about this, about the problems at Whaling City Festival.
I don't remember things like Summerfest or 50s Night having the regular problems that the Whaling City Festival, or even for a time the Portuguese Feast had.
Yeah.
I think the Whaling City Festival is enormously popular with the blue-collar populations of New Bedford, which, after all, are the majority populations of this city. It is not really popular with some of the educated middle-class Buttonwood Park neighborhoods, say, the Peninsula, far north end. Those folks are more down with Jazz Fest or 50s Night or the Zeitarian, things like that. I think that there should be a place for it. The other ingredient of this is the neighbors around Buttonwood Park and the friends of Buttonwood Park have been concerned justly for the damage it does to the park every year. And after dark, there's no doubt that there are safety issues with people after dark. Maybe they've been drinking a while, things happen. So there seems to be some talk about moving it, but the question is, where would you move it? Brooklawn Park, Hazelwood Park, I don't know.
How does the Spindle City Festival sound?
That sounds like it would be a lot of explaining for Mayor Mitchell to do.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting question because what might not work here, or what some people feel is not working here, might work elsewhere just fine.
Yeah, I do think that maybe it's time to close it at sundown. Most of the problems seem to be happening after dark.
Sure. What do you think about the Justice Department sending election monitors to New Bedford?
Oh, boy. So that's been all over the national news that President Trump is skeptical of the elections in America. He has been for a long time. He's never produced any definitive proof. Most of the courts, all of the courts, virtually except one, I think, have ruled against his suits, but he seems determined to question elections.
And now they got a hook.
I think there are forces. Sheriff Hodgson is close to the president. And now, any place you go into, Jim, I think you will find mistakes that are made from time to time. Most recently, we had the Republican ballot charge in Ward 1. But I've never seen any evidence of purposeful fraud in New Bedford. People changing ballots that were cast or throwing out ballots that were cast. I've never seen, in the 27 years I've been here, any evidence of that.
6,600 supposedly non-documented names on the voter rolls in New Jersey. That's
400 of them voted.
Not 6,600, I can tell you that.
No.
How many voted?
So I thought, I could be wrong, it was 66,000 that were through the motor vehicle registrations registered to vote,
Okay.
and that 400 actually voted. Clearly, that is an egregious mistake. To New Jersey's credit, they admitted it right away and have moved to fix it. I think those people who did vote are going to be in trouble. But, you know, again, it is not purposeful fraud. It's a mistake. Maybe it's a mistake through sloppiness or neglect, whatever you want to call it, but it's not purposeful fraud, which is what the president is alleging.
Let me talk to my producer here. Mike, could you check out the number of non-documented voters in New Jersey that they recently found this week? Let me know, because I want to get the number right.
Yep.
6,600?
Okay.
Okay.
You're right. I'm wrong.
6,600. They're doing this all over the country, by the way, not just New Bedford. They're sending these monitors around.
The mayor's office did point out to me that when Biden was president, there were 5 communities in Massachusetts where election monitors went, and that this is a routine thing, although I don't know that it's routine under this administration.
All right. It is, well, you know, they're coming. Hopefully there is no problem. There is no issue that people go to vote just like they normally go to vote. But New Bedford has had some incidents lately in recent elections, things like that are disturbing. Let's hope that.
Have you seen anything purposeful though that was
no,
engineered to change votes or
no,
things
I
like?
haven't, but it's disturbing on election day.
Certainly to show up and not have a ballot.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's awful. I mean, it's more than disturbing. It's awful. So there we go. Now the city's going to supply voter lists to the Department of Justice as required by law, says the mayor. And the fact is that's not a hard thing to get, really. You and I could go in and get a voter list anytime we.
The candidates who run for local office have always done it.
Sure, they're always getting voter lists. All right. So we've got some things to look forward to this fall when we vote during the midterm elections. There's some interesting races. I was walking the halls this morning. Mike Minogue was here.
Uh-huh.
So you know it's election year when candidates for governor show up. All right, my guest has been Jack Spillane from the online newspaper New Bedford Light. You can read Jack's work and lots of other interesting stuff at newbedfordlight.org, online newspaper. Thanks, Jack, for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Jim.
We'll be right back with more on an American tenor with roots right here in New Bedford. Stay with us.